So here we want to evaluate the indefinite integral. In this case, we have the integral of the square root of cotangent x times the cosecant squared x dx. So in this problem, we want to be able to figure out, okay, what can we use to determine what u should be? Well, you have a radical sign, so it's probably best to substitute what's underneath the radical. So in this case here, we're going to let u equal the cotangent of x. Okay, so now we want to take the derivative of both sides with respect to x. So recall, what is the derivative of the cotangent of x? Well, if you recall, the derivative of the cotangent of x is negative cosecant squared x dx. So it's almost looking like what we need to substitute on the right side. The only thing is that we need to then divide both sides by the negative. So if we do that, then we end up getting negative du is going to equal the cosecant squared x dx. So now we know that that's going to represent our substitution. So now in step number 4, we're going to go ahead and rewrite the original problem. So we have the square root of the cotangent of x, and then that's times cosecant squared x dx. Now let's go ahead and put our substitution. So we have the square root of u times, well, we have negative du because that's what we're substituting for cosecant squared x dx over here. And so now we're going to factor out the negative. And then we're going to rewrite this as u to the 1/2 du. And so now we're going to take the antiderivative of that. So we have negative u to the 1/2, and that should be plus 1. So it's going to be plus 2 over 2 over 1/2 plus 2 over 2 plus c. So now we end up getting negative u to the power of 3 over 2 over the fraction 3 over 2 plus c. And remember, you have a fraction over, a numerator over another fraction, so we're going to then rewrite this as the reciprocal of 2/3 times that. So we get negative 2/3 u to the 3/2 plus c. Okay, and now what do we substitute for u? Well, going back to step number 1, we're going to substitute that to be the cotangent of x. So therefore, this is going to equal negative 2/3 times the cotangent of x to the power of 3 over 2 plus c. And so therefore, this is our result. Now, if I needed to write this in radical form, which isn't necessarily a requirement, but I can rewrite this in another way. This would be negative 2/3. So let's go ahead and write that here. So it's negative 2/3. Okay. So the fractional exponent with the 2 means that it's going to be the square root over the cotangent of x cubed plus c, which would then be negative 2/3 the square root of the cotangent cubed x plus c. So again, it's just rewriting the statement using some of your algebra tools to make sure that you can write this under the radical, but either way, both of these would represent the solution.